Don't touch that dial, don't touch that remote, because it's time for Zomboo's House of Horror Movies.
Do you like scary movies? Well, do you? Because strange images are in the air tonight. I've sent Quasi deep into the vault to pull out some of the scariest movies ever made. So turn out the lights, get close to someone you care for, because it's time for Zomboo's House of Horror Movies. Come, let's go inside and meet Quasi. Miss Transylvania. Werewolfie. The head nurse. Officer not so friendly. And Bianca, the rack girl.
And I'm hot.
Hello, everybody, boys and ghouls, mummies and daddies. It's your old pal Zomboo, welcoming you to Zomboo's House of Horror Movies. Ooh, this week's movie is one of the scariest movies ever made. The Corpse Vanishes. The Corpse Vanishes was made in 1942. Botanist and evil scientist Dr. Lorenz tries to keep his ancient wife young by injecting her with glandular fluids secured by kidnapping young brides on their wedding day. The good doctor's office staff includes a menagerie of upstanding citizens, including Thega, the old hag, and her two sons, Angel the moron and Toby the dwarf. The Corpse Vanishes stars Agent Skinner, Michael Douglas, Laddie Tate, Carmen Miranda, Jimmy Stewart Jr., Minnie Lugosi, Gomez Adams, Monica Lewinsky, Opie, Robin Hood, Madeline Albright, Willard Scott, and Martin Landau. Ooh, that does look like one very scary movie. Ooh, I wonder who's at the door. Oh, it's my old pal Werewolfie, the hairiest, scariest werewolf in all of Transylvania. Oh, what's up, boy? Oh, I see you have the employment section of the newspaper. Oh, you looking for a job? Oh, as what? Oh, you want to be a basketball mascot. Oh, well, why don't you get a job as a mascot for the University of Northern British Columbia Wolves? No, why not? Oh, because they'll beat you. Oh, well, why don't you get a job as the basketball mascot for the Minnesota Timberwolves? Why not? Oh, because they'll beat you too, huh? Oh, so what are you gonna do? Oh, so you've got a job as a mascot. Oh, with the University of Nevada Wolfpack. Oh, well, you'll be safe there. Why? Because they don't beat anybody. Oh, yeah, why don't you take this and go play in traffic? All right. And we'll be right back to our movie after these important messages from our sponsors. Ooh, tonight's movie is brought to you in non-living color, otherwise known as scary black and white.
And you, Phyllis Hamilton, do you take this man to be your legal, lawfully wedded husband, to love, honor, and obey until death do you part?
Don't do it!
I do.
Oh! He's fainted, Dr. Rayburn.
Take her into the anteroom.
Yes, sir.
Short marriage. I hope they had a prenup.
Dr. Rayburn, I'm Pat Hunter from the Chronicle.
Please, this is no time for interviews.
Shall I telephone for the ambulance?
No. The undertaker. She's dead.
Here you are, you can go now.
Is that all? Gee, thanks.
Good evening, Dr. Rayburn. I'm from the Forest Mortuary.
Forest mortuary? Why, two of your men just drove away with the body a few moments ago.
Well, there must be some mistake. They weren't our men.
Well, I've heard of ambulance chasing, but this is something new.
New? It's sensational. Another kidnapping of a dead bride. What a story!
And a few minutes ago, one of the men who helped remove the body of the mysteriously dead bride was apprehended by the police.
Go on, keep talking.
Oh, what I told you, I was standing on the corner, minding my own business, when along comes a stiff riding. A guy poked his head out of the window and asked me if I want to make a couple of bucks.
How many men were with that hearse?
2. At least all I could see.
What'd they look like?
I don't know. It was dark. I didn't pay no attention to faces.
You notice the license?
What, with 2 bucks staring me in the face?
Come on, tell the truth. What'd you do with the corpse?
I didn't do nothing with it. What I tell you is the truth. So help me.
As District Attorney, Mrs. Wentworth, I assure you there won't be any trouble. You can proceed with the wedding as planned.
Well, we want some assurance besides words. We want protection.
I'll have plenty of men guarding the chapel. And if I'm any judge of the appearance of your daughter, she looks as healthy as she is beautiful.
Well, really, Mother, I think you're making much ado about nothing.
You're not worried, are you?
Not in the least.
Well, if we have protection, I'll feel much better about it.
You'll have it all right, Mrs. Wentworth. Tell Jones and Riley to wait. I'll pick him up.
That's the Wentworth mother and daughter, isn't it? Is the wedding called off?
Certainly not. And there isn't going to be any trouble either.
That's what all the rest of them thought.
I can't answer for Miss Wentworth's health, but your paper can print one thing, and that is that there'll be no more theft of girls' bodies.
Yeah. This'll get you and Sandy into the wedding, and I want plenty of photographs.
Oh, don't worry, boss. I got enough film to cover the Russian front.
Oh, Mr. Keenan, you promised to take me off the society column.
Oh, quit beefing. You're getting a break. This is the most exclusive wedding of the year.
What if the Wentworth girl drops dead, too?
You'll still tell me what she's wearing, along with the rest of the fancy pants.
The bride's wearing fancy pants.
Get me the guest list and don't bother about anything else. I've got 3 men working with the police, and there'll be plenty more thereabouts. If the bride pulls up this time, there won't be any snatching. Now get going.
What if I get a clue?
Oh, I wouldn't let that bother me, sweetie pie. You wouldn't know a clue if it bit you.
I'll remember those words, stooge.
Yuck, yuck, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Why are you so nervous, Mother? After all, I'm the one that's getting married.
Oh, I just can't help it. I'm so afraid something will go wrong.
Forget it. Nothing can possibly happen.
That's what you think.
Make it snappy. We're late and this wedding won't wait for us.
Can I help it if we had a blowout?
Serves you right. Why don't you buy some new tires for this bus?
You know, I've been thinking of getting some. Hey, are you kidding?
Come on.
Oh, Dwight, you mustn't come in here. It's bad luck.
Oh, not even a peek?
Not even one. You'll see me soon enough.
You see? Girls, do you mind if I have these last few minutes alone with Alice?
Oh, I know. We understand. Well, Mother, you're about to lose me.
I hope not forever, dear.
Oh, of course not. What are you talking about?
Do you feel all right, dear?
Certainly. I never felt better in my life. You should forget all that silly nonsense about those brides dropping dead.
For Miss Wentworth.
Oh, thank you. From Dwight, no doubt.
What an unusual orchid.
Well, I never saw one like it before. It's lovely.
It's beautiful.
The minister is ready, Mrs. Wentworth.
Thank you. Say a little prayer, darling.
You look faint, dear. Do you feel all right?
Yes.
Oh, Alice! Alice! Oh, darling, are you all right? Oh, Alice, dear. Alice! Oh.
It's happened again.
I just got the picture of the month.
I just phoned the news to Keenan. Did you get any more pictures?
Did I get pictures? I covered everything except a close-up of this pretty posy.
Why, that looks like the one the bride wore. What are you doing with it?
Presenting it to you, sweetheart, as a token of my devotion. Take a smell.
Who ever heard of an orchid with a scent?
Well, that one has. Maybe it's a clue.
What a peculiar sweet odor.
Yeah, make a swell romaine salad. Hey, Pat, you're not going to pass out too, are you?
No, I'm okay.
Hello, everybody. It's your old pal Zombo. It's time to go visit the rat girl.
We'll be right back to our very scary movie after these important messages from our sponsors.
Hello, everybody. It's your old pal Zombo down here in Zombo's Dungeon Art Gallery. Do you know where some of the world's greatest artists get their inspiration? It's from this show. Are you a budding artist? Do you look like Toulouse-Lautrec? Do you have a strange affinity for body parts like Vincent van Gogh or Mike Tyson? Maybe you have artistic ability. Can you draw Quasi the Hunchback? Well, here's your chance to show your art to the world. It's time for Zombo's Scary Picture Gallery. Let's go look at today's picture of the week. Oh, tonight's picture was sent in by S from Reno. Werewolfie? Oh, thank you, Werewolfie. Let's go in for a closer look at this very scary and interesting picture. Oh, I see the coffin. I see that's me, Zombo, but I'm not wearing my boots. That's not good because sometimes it gets very deep around here. Oh, he's saying, that's scary, right, Werewolfie? But I don't see Werewolfie. Oh, there you are, behind bars, just where you belong. Oh, and I see the regular fan down here saying, oh no, don't crush me, please. Ah, and there's my biggest fan. And he's saying, see, Zombo, I am your biggest fan. I wonder what the artist was thinking about when she drew this picture. I think she was thinking, size does matter. Now don't forget, boys and ghouls, get out your pencils, paints, crayons, and whatever. Draw me a scary picture and send it to me, Zombo, at the Scary Picture Gallery, and I'll put it on the show for everyone to see.
Send in your scary pictures to Zombo's Scary Picture Gallery in care of this station. Or check out the Zombo website at zombo.com under Gallery.
You stay right here. What kind of a gag is this? No driver, no license plate. Maybe it isn't a gag. Maybe it's a decoy. Well, maybe you're right.
Calling all cars, calling all cars. Another abduction of a girl's corpse. Brunette, 22 years of age. Stop and search all trucks and suspicious-looking cars. That is all. Burnside.
Pile out. We're taking a look inside this rig.
Sure thing, officer.
Peekaboo!
Hey, Pete, it's a corpse, all right, but not the one we're looking for. All right, go ahead.
Change that headline to read as Wedlock Challenged. Then set up an editorial attacking the DA's office for playing marbles while some madman runs away with the bodies of dead brides.
Okay, Mr. Keenan.
Send me up the proofs right away. Oh, So it's you. Well, of all the rotten stories that have ever been turned into this office, yours takes the prize. No guest list, and we don't even know what the bride wore.
She wore this orchid.
Listen, Miss Hunter, I have a great responsibility. I'm a public servant. Parents are calling the Chronicle frantically with tears in their voice, begging for news of their daughters. I have a daughter myself who's about to be married. Maybe she'll drop dead, too. But she won't drop dead from an orchid.
I didn't say that.
Well, then what are you talking about?
Every one of the brides that died and disappeared were wearing one of these orchids.
How do you know?
Well, I checked. Look at these pictures.
All right, perhaps it's a coincidence. It still doesn't spell anything.
Then where did the Wentworth girl get this orchid? The bridegroom didn't give it to her.
Perhaps a dozen people gave it to her. Her mammy, her pappy.
No, they didn't either. I checked. Besides, this orchid has a peculiar odor. That's unusual.
Well, if you think it's a clue, why don't you follow it up?
Is that an assignment?
It's a notice that you're through if you don't bring something in.
Okay, Mr. Keenan.
My little family. You're all so very faithful.
Master, the Countess is waiting.
Upstairs?
There.
Oh, you must hurry. Mike? Are you suffering, my beloved?
Terribly. You must hurry.
I'm so sorry, but I was detained. Please forgive me.
Forgive you. You loiter and waste time while I wait here dying. Dying.
Courage, courage. I will not let you die.
Better death than agony like this. Look at me. Look at me.
Calm yourself, my dear.
Now, will you hurry?
I think I better send them a case of this.
Courage, my dear, courage.
They shouldn't have stuck it there.
Why do you beat my son so hard?
Because he's a beast, an animal, and someday I shall have to destroy him.
My poor son, why was he ever born?
'Cause you didn't use protection. Hey, that stuff did wonders for her hair.
Can you bear to look at me now?
Of course. You're beautiful. And I shall always keep you that way.
Will she live?
As long as she can be of any use to us.
She's pretty,
Hmm.
very young.
All of them must be. Come, my dear. Look after the girl, Parker.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the rat girl. She's a definite 10. Do you think tonight's movie is a 10? Well, now you can rate all the movies on Zomboo's House of Horror Movies. Just go to zomboo.com, click on Rate the Movies, and be a movie critic. You can also write your own comments and reviews, and I'll keep track of the ratings to let you know which movies you think are the scariest. Ooh, I wonder who's at the door.
Hey, you! Remember me?
Oh, are you Andy or Barney?
What? No, hey, look, take a closer look.
Oh, are you the guy from the Village People?
What? Hey, listen, you. Let me see your driver's license. Come on. It says here you're supposed to be wearing glasses.
Oh, but I have contacts.
I don't care who you know. Now listen up, Garbanzo.
Oh, that's Zomboo.
Whatever. I'm selling tickets to the policeman's ball. Now, how many tickets do you want to buy?
Oh, I'm not so sure I want to go to the ball and dance with a policeman.
Why, you wise guy? Your eyes are bloodshot. Have you been drinking?
Oh, your eyes are glazed. Have you been eating donuts?
Oh, okay, wise guy. I'm gonna play matchmaker and make a date with you with a judge.
Oh, but I don't want to date a judge.
It'll be a match made in heaven.
Oh, I'm getting out of here. This is even getting scarier than our movie. Let's get back to it right now.
None of the florists I checked with ever saw an orchid like that.
Well, that's not surprising. This particular type belongs to the Stanhopea class. It's a very rare species.
Do you know of anyone that grows them?
No. But if you wish to find out more about them, I suggest that you look up a man by the name of Lorenz. He was the one who originally hybridized this plant, over in Europe somewhere.
But I just can't go to Europe just to...
Oh, that isn't necessary. He lives up at Brookdale now.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
You're quite welcome.
Looks like that box got a coffin in it, Jed.
Sure does. What do you suppose he wants with a coffin?
Search me. He's such a strange, spooky guy. The further I stay away from him, the better.
Me too.
I'll take charge of this.
Go ahead, take it away. Glad to get rid of it.
Taxi lady?
Yes.
Right this way. Where to, miss?
To the home of Professor Lorenz.
Lorenz, I'm sorry, I can't take you there. I'm out of gas.
You mean you won't take me?
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry. I just...
Is this the only taxi in town?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Look, I've simply got to get to the Lorenz place. I'll make it worth your while.
Oh, I'm sorry, lady, but that truck's going up there. You might get a ride with him. That is, if you don't mind riding with a coffin.
Would you give me a lift to the Lorenz place?
What do you want to go there for?
To see the professor.
Does he expect you?
No, but
Then we can't take you.
Get off and stay off.
Look, I've got to see Professor Lorenz. It's important.
I said you couldn't ride.
Hey, wait a minute. You've got my bag. Oh. Would you mind giving me a lift?
Well, certainly not. Where are you going?
I'm trying to get to the home of Professor Lorenz.
Well, you're in luck. That's where I'm going. Get in.
Thank you.
My name is Dr. Foster.
I'm Patricia Hunter.
Are you a friend of the Lorenz?
No, I'm a reporter. I hope to interview the professor. You're his doctor, I presume?
Well, not exactly. Lorenz is a doctor himself, but he has no license to practice. I've been working with him. We're trying to find a cure for his wife.
Oh, I see. What type of people are the Lorenzes?
You'll find them very interesting. Professor Lorenz is a man of unusual accomplishment, but his wife is rather peculiar. I expect you'll find them both a bit eccentric.
The plane! The plane!
Toby, tell your master I'm here.
Hey, buddy, it looks like you're down a quart.
Cheerful little fellow, isn't he?
I told you they were eccentric.
I'm inclined to believe you.
Get out, you gargoyle! Get out!
Good evening, Dr. Foster. Come right in.
Good evening, Professor Lorenz, Countess. May I present Miss Patricia Hunter?
How do you do?
We have been expecting you.
So you found my bag in your truck?
Yes, there it is.
Miss Hunter's a newspaper woman.
I came here hoping you might grant me an interview.
An interview? About what?
No one asked you to come here. You are not welcome.
Control yourself, my dear. I'm sure Miss Hunter meant no harm. Please forgive my wife. She's not well. Come, you had better retire.
So that's what you call being eccentric. Well, I have another name for it.
That's witch, with a capital B.
I do not like that girl. She is here for no good.
We have nothing to fear.
I'm
sorry, Professor, if we're intruding.
Not at all, Dr. Foster. This is our evening for work. Please, be seated.
Thank you.
What do you wish to interview me about?
Orchids.
Orchids?
Yes, I understand that you're an authority on the subject.
They were once my hobby, but I haven't grown any for several years. Which species are you interested in?
A very rare one of the Stanhopea type. A horticulturist told me that you're the original hybridizer of it.
Have you ever seen one?
Yes, I have one in my bag. I'll show it to you.
Where did you get it?
Oh, a friend of mine gave it to me. You see, I'm doing an article on orchids for my newspaper, and I thought that you might be willing to supply me with some special data.
I'm sorry I can't spare the time tonight, Miss Hunter. You see, I have very important work to do with Dr. Foster.
I understand.
If your interview can wait until morning, I'll drive you back here then. If that's agreeable with Professor Lorenz.
Well, it's quite agreeable, but I would suggest that you both stay here as my guests.
Thank you very much, but I prefer going to a hotel.
Just as you wish. I think it would be foolish to go out in such a storm.
The professor is right, Miss Hunter. Perhaps we had better remain. However, if you insist, I'll gladly drive you back to the village.
I'm afraid that would be an imposition since you've so much work to do. Thank you, I'll stay.
Toby will show you to your rooms. Toby, take up Miss Hunter's bag.
It's a good thing she didn't have a bigger suitcase.
Good night.
Good night. I'll meet you in the study soon. Very well.
Why did you ask her to spend the night here?
A very special reason.
Thank you.
I guess you sleep very good. Maybe.
The few times I've stayed overnight here, I slept unusually well.
It must be wonderful to have nerves like that. Tell me, just how well do you know these people?
Why, actually, not very well. I've only recently moved into the village. You know, a young doctor trying to establish a practice.
And he'd like to practice on you.
Well, I must be keeping you from your work. Good night, Doctor.
Good night.
What do you want?
Yes, you are beautiful.
How did you get in here?
So young. Such lovely skin. Sometime you too will be a bride.
And we will be right back to our very scary movie after these important messages from our sponsors.
Would you like to send Zomboo a piece of your mind? Or perhaps some other body part? Send your email to zomboo@zomboo.com. The one that smelt it, dealt it. Ah, just another fun night at home.
I know where you're going. Someday, the master will catch you. Then you'll be sorry.
I don't think the flowers are gonna make this place smell any better.
Dr. Foster! Dr. Foster! Dr. Foster! Dr. Foster! Dr. Foster!
What's wrong?
I just saw someone in my room, a horrible-looking creature. He disappeared back there.
Apparently he's not here now. Where did you see him?
Leaning over my bed.
Of course, you might have been dreaming.
I'm positive I wasn't. Earlier in the evening, Mrs. Lorenz suddenly appeared and then disappeared. Do you suppose there's another entrance to this room?
Oh, I doubt it. Why don't you try to go back to sleep? No one's going to harm you. I'm sure it was just a nightmare.
I think this whole place is a nightmare.
I think this whole movie is a nightmare.
Professor Lorenz and his wife were actually sleeping in coffins. I saw them.
We often find it difficult to explain the peculiarities of some people.
I guess so. I'm awfully sorry to bother you.
It was no trouble. If you're frightened, call me again. Good night.
Good night.
What is the trouble?
The angel. He has disturbed our guests.
Always the angel. He is a menace to us.
Yes. I think the time has come to dispose of him.
He woke up in the middle of the night in search of a cold one.
Don't be afraid, Angel. I would not hurt you.
Hey, Zombo!
Oh, well, if it isn't my little pal, Minnie Z.
Who did Frankenstein take to the dance?
I don't know.
His ghoul friend!
Ooh, it's the sigh of relief. And we'll be right back to our very scary movie right after these important messages from our sponsors. Hello, everybody. It's your old pal Zombo. You know, I think that last Mini Z joke wasn't very scary and wasn't very funny. In fact, I think Mini Z needs better material. Now, you can help old Mini Z out by being his ghostwriter and email him your favorite monster joke. Just email it to zombo@zombo.com and I'll make sure he gets it.
Hey, Zombo, I just got another good one.
And now let's get back to this week's very scary movie.
Yes?
Good morning, Miss Hunter.
Oh, good morning. Just a minute, Dr. Foster. I want to see you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were up.
Up? I've been up all night with dead people.
What's wrong with that?
Dead people? What do you mean?
Come in and I'll tell you. What kind of a place is this? Last night I had the most horrible experience of my life.
Well, what was it?
I saw lots of girls in crypts down underneath this house.
Pardon me. What was that you were saying, Miss Hunter?
Why have you a mausoleum in the basement?
Mausoleum? What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. All those dead girls and that horrible dead creature.
My dear, you must have had a bad dream.
Now look, Professor, this was no dream.
When did you see all this?
Shortly after I called you and told you about that horrible creature in my room.
Is that true, Dr. Foster?
Why, I don't recall anything about it, Miss Hunter. You must be mistaken.
Well, if I was dreaming, it was the darndest nightmare I've ever had.
Well, I slept very soundly myself.
Miss Hunter was rather upset, I think, when she retired. You see, in our dreams, our minds play strange tricks on us sometimes.
Yes, I suppose so. Oh, Professor, that orchid I brought up here to show you's gone. I couldn't find it in my bag.
That's too bad. Perhaps you forgot to pack it. Will you be down soon?
Yes, right away.
Are you coming, Doctor? Of course. Shall we go into breakfast?
No, thank you. I've got to get back to the city. Will you drive me to the station, Dr. Foster?
I'll be glad to.
But what about the interview?
Well, that'll have to wait until some other time. I just remembered an appointment at the office. So I've got to catch the next train. You'll excuse me, Countess?
Yes, I will excuse you.
Oh, Professor, do you also make a hobby of collecting coffins?
Why, yes, in a manner of speaking. I find a coffin much more comfortable than a bed. Many people do so, my dear.
You tell him, Doc.
Is it so strange that I accept one while waiting for eternal rest?
No, I suppose not. Well, thank you for your hospitality. Goodbye.
I trust we will meet again. It has been so nice meeting you.
Don't tell me I'm still dreaming.
What do you mean?
That gravedigger. He's real, isn't he?
Oh, he's real, all right. But I hardly think he's a gravedigger. More likely laying the foundation for a house.
You're a trusting soul, aren't you, Doctor?
Is that a crime?
No, on the contrary. I envy you.
Are you trying to make me believe you're one of those hard-boiled reporters that we read about or see in the movies?
No, but working on a newspaper, one becomes cynical and suspicious.
I've enjoyed meeting you, Miss Hunter. I hope to have the pleasure of seeing you again.
I have a hunch you will, Dr. Foster.
Oh, tell me, just why did you come up here? Or is it the secret?
It is, but somehow I feel that I can trust you.
You can.
You've heard of the case of the vanishing brides.
Why, surely.
How does that goofy-looking hat stay on her head?
I think I have a clue.
You don't mean that you suspect...
Yes, I do. I want to show you something. What are these?
Why, they're orchids, of course.
You bet they're orchids. And they didn't grow in my dreams. They're exactly like the one that disappeared from my bag.
Where did you get them?
I found them on the floor beside my bed this morning. The person who came into my room last night must have brought these with him.
That seems like a logical explanation.
There's no question about it. Honestly, Doctor, don't you remember meeting me in the hallway last night?
No, I don't. And if I did, I must have been asleep.
Either that or you were hypnotized.
Yes, that's quite possible.
Well, watch your step. And if you discover anything, phone me.
That's a promise.
Goodbye.
Not goodbye. Au revoir.
All right, print the story on page 1. Keep your fingers crossed that this paper isn't sued for libel by some of these phony suspects that the police are bringing in.
Well, get me a Rembrandt of the guy they just brought in.
I don't want photographs. I want real clues. The DA's office can't pick up the madman who's stealing the bodies of these dead girls. Maybe we can.
Okay, I'll throw it in a wastebasket.
No, I'll have it developed. Doyle, where's Lefty?
Over at Central Station.
The only thing he gets over there is a game of gin rummy. Tell him to get back here.
Well, I got something.
I'll say you have. You're fired.
What do you mean? You can't do that to me.
Listen, just because the bodies of dead girls disappear is no reason why you can do a vanishing act.
But you gave me the assignment.
Yeah, I suppose I did. All right, where have you been? What have you uncovered?
Well, hey, not so fast. Listen, Mr. Keenan, last night I went through the most gruesome experience of my life.
You should talk. All my life has been a nightmare.
Well, you can rest easier now because I've seen plenty. If I can only prove I wasn't dreaming.
Dreaming?
I had a dream last night myself. I dreamed you gave me that raise you've been promising me.
All right, Madame Zora, go on with your dream story.
Well, there's a certain Professor Lorenz that lives upstate. He knows all about orchids, but insists that he doesn't grow them anymore. Yet I found these in my bedroom this morning.
Listen, Dizzy, you didn't go off someplace and get married, did you?
No, I didn't. But I saw the bodies of those other missing brides.
All right. Now, take it easy. Stop breathing hard, Pat, and tell me all about it. Did you really see any bodies?
Yes and no.
I see. Just a bit of ectoplasm.
Oh, I'm sure I did, though, only... Oh, I can't explain it.
Yeah, you're suffering the same way I am. I see brides everywhere, hear wedding bells ringing in my ears.
And I saw a dead man, too. A monstrosity.
Very well.
I'd like to see Miss Hunter.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's busy. She's with Mr. Keenan.
It's very important that I see her. I'm Dr. Foster. I wonder if you'd mind announcing me.
Mr. Keenan, there's Dr. Foster here. Insists on seeing Miss Hunter.
Tell him he can have all of her time from now on.
That's the Dr. Foster I was telling you about. Maybe he has more evidence.
All right, send the sawbones in.
Hey, look, if you don't mind, I'm going out for a nervous breakdown.
Well, Doctor, you almost beat me here.
Yes, I drove down.
Dr. Foster, Mr. Keenan, my editor.
Very glad to meet you,
How do
Mr.
you
Keenan.
know? This cub reporter of mine has been telling me a weird story about a certain Dr. Lorenz up in your neighborhood.
It's weird, all right, but I'm confident it's true. After you left, I looked around the station to find out if Lorenz had any of the coffins assigned to him. I found a consignment, all right. And instead of a coffin, it was a box filled with this stuff.
So what? That's ordinary garden moss.
It's moss, all right, but not ordinary. This is a special type used by florists and hybridizers for growing orchids. It's called osmundin.
Which proves that he does grow orchids like these. And the same kind were worn by every one of the brides that died.
Well, maybe it is a clue. But how do I know that the rest isn't a cockeyed nightmare? She admits that you don't remember talking to her.
I could have talked to her while in a somnambulistic state, under the influence of hypnotism.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me that this Professor Lorenz is a hypnotist as well as a horticulturist?
He's also a bad actor.
Why not? My short acquaintance with him has convinced me that he's a man of unlimited talents. He's strange, peculiar. I've even suspected him of being insane. But the fact remains he's not only a doctor, but a physicist and a scientist of great ability.
How about this hot-headed wife of his?
I hesitate to bring her into the case at all. Professional ethics forbids a doctor talking about his patients.
Oh, forget about your ethics, Doctor. After all, we're after a criminal. How does this woman fit into the picture? Come on, tell us all you know.
The peculiar fact about her is that although she has the appearance of a young woman, her heart and arteries indicate that she's at least 70 or 80 years old.
Well, that doesn't explain anything. Certainly doesn't explain why Dr. Lorenz should steal these dead girls.
It's possible they may still be alive.
Alive in a cataleptic state?
That's it.
All right. What are your other deductions?
Well, simply this. These young girls, whether dead or alive, are being used by Lorenz in some manner as human guinea pigs to sustain his wife in a youthful state.
Oh, that's preposterous.
It's nothing of the kind. Scientists are finding out every day that glands and hormones have a lot to do with life and health.
The glands in our bodies help determine the condition of our teeth, the texture of our hair.
All right, we'll admit all that. But I wouldn't dare print such a fantastic story.
I bring you the biggest story of the year and a chance to get this newspaper a real scoop, and you call it fantastic.
All right, I'll put Doyle on it to track it down.
I'm afraid you won't get very far. Professor Lorenz is a clever man, clever enough to withstand any investigation and destroy any evidence.
Why not trap the fellow?
How?
Well, he steals dead brides, doesn't he?
Oh, now, look, Pat, do you want to be a June bride?
Well, sure. I mean, that is, no, not yet. Anyway, Lorenz knows me.
All right, then stop talking nonsense. This paper can't assume the responsibility of such a harebrained scheme.
Oh, please, Mr. Keenan, you can't pass up an opportunity like this.
Ooh, I wonder who's at the door.
Hey, Zombo, remember me?
Oh, you look a little familiar.
What? Come on, give a good guess here.
Oh, you look a little limp. Are you Mac the Knife?
No, why you? It's not your memory that'll be the first to go. It'll be your noggin, you lame bringer. I'll give you another clue. Hey, does this help? Huh?
Oh, are you Popsicle?
What? Oh, you are a lame out.
Oh, I don't know what his problem is, but I bet you it's hard to spell.
All right, here's a final clue. Does this help you?
Oh, are you the serial killer?
That's right, Dick Tracy. And if you don't watch the serial after tonight's movie, the box is gonna get lynched.
Oh, that's right, boys and ghouls. Make sure to stay tuned after the movie because we have another chapter of our serial. So hang around.
There she is.
Cigarettes?
Hey, she's cute. Well, would you like to dance?
Later. Business before pleasure, you know. Hello, Peggy.
Hello, Pat.
Miss Woods, Dr. Foster.
Good evening, Miss Woods.
How do you do?
I have something important to tell you.
I'm all ears.
Let's go to your dressing room.
Okay.
I won't be long.
All right.
Peggy, I've landed a good part for you. A chance to prove your talent.
Really? What is it, a picture or a play?
Neither one. My paper's going to stage a phony wedding, and we want you to be the perfect June bride.
Now, wait just a
With
minute.
bridesmaids and flowers and all the trimmings.
What is it, a circulation stunt?
No. You've heard of the case of the vanishing bride.
Sure.
Well, this is a plan we have to trap the person who's been stealing their bodies.
Are you kidding?
Certainly not. The job will pay you plenty.
How will I collect if I'm dead?
You won't be dead. All you have to be careful of is not to smell any flowers.
All I do is lie 6 feet underground and push them up. Nix, count me out.
Listen, Peggy, I'm offering you a chance to get your picture on the front page of every newspaper in this country. Overnight, you'll be famous. Broadway producers and Hollywood studios will be offering you contracts. Why, it's the chance you've been waiting for.
She's the most unusual type. Such fascinating eyes.
She'll make a charming addition to our family.
June 20th.
A date we shall not forget. Faga, what are you doing in this part of the house?
Master, I keep hearing my son's voice calling for me.
Your son is better off where he is. Go back to your work.
Master, you shouldn't have done it. He didn't deserve to die.
Do what I say and don't come up here again.
Yes, master.
Well, everything's all set. She's young and pretty.
Yeah. What assurance have we that this Lorenz guy will show up to make the snatch?
And what happens if he does kidnap this fake bride?
Well, the private chapel and neighborhood will be covered with guards, and, well, Lorenz hasn't a chance to escape.
Providing he shows up. And if he doesn't, I'm the sucker and out $500.
And if he does, you have an exclusive story with big, juicy headlines.
I hope you're right.
Well, blushing bride, here's where you go on for your big scene.
Or big flop. My knees are shaking.
There's nothing to be afraid of. Here's your bouquet and the phony orchid. Now, don't forget to put on your act.
Leave that to me. You got plenty of photographers out there?
Certainly.
And what about the cops?
How many times do I have to tell you nothing's going to happen to you?
Oh, Miss Hunter.
Yes?
I wanted to ask you, in this ceremony, shall we use the word cherish or obey?
You mean for the bride?
Yes.
Well, just for this once, let's put the old-fashioned word in. Obey.
I've marked the words here. Just read the ceremony slowly, solemnly.
Yes, I understand.
I hope what you're doing isn't wrong.
It's all in good cause.
Well, I suppose it is. Well, if you need me, you'll find me in my study.
Thank you. You've been grand, Reverend. You'd better go get ready.
What do I do now?
Just march down the aisle and don't forget to faint at the altar.
Well, here goes nothing.
How's everything going?
All right so far, I guess.
Good.
Ceremony's about to begin.
I certainly hope somebody shows up besides these ham actors I'm paying.
You know, it seems to me that if Lorenz were ready to strike, he'd have sent an orchid.
Just a minute. I'll take that.
Did you say orchid?
And I'll take you with it.
There you are. Looks like our man's going to pounce all right.
It looks like you're right.
like a real wedding, doesn't it?
Yes. Too bad it isn't. Ours.
Is that a proposal, Dr. Foster?
It certainly is. The minister would like to speak to you in his study, Miss Hunter.
But, oh, you mean the real minister?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'll be right back. You wanted to see me, Reverend?
Where's Pat? The minister sent for her. I'll be right back. Oh, Pat!
Hey, do you have a permit to have a midget? Back to those thrilling days of yesteryear when men were men and cops shot midgets.
Please, Master, don't leave me. Toby, my son, where is Toby, Master?
Toby's gone.
You shouldn't have left.
Stop whimpering. How's the Countess?
Waiting as usual.
Hurry up, let's go.
There was trouble,
Yes, but we'll be finished before anyone finds us.
but the blight. What will we do without them?
We have to leave him here.
Which means I will perish.
We didn't hopeless I find other girls. In the meantime, we take this one with us.
What are you waiting for?
Well, my dear, again we meet, only under different circumstances. I would have preferred that you would be a bride, but it really doesn't matter. You will serve our purpose just as well.
Now both of my sons are gone. You betrayed me, Master.
I heard enough. There's work to do.
No! No! You betrayed me, Master. You shouldn't have done it.
Your hand is unsteady.
Can't see.
Pat. Is she dead?
No, just scared to death.
All right. Break it up. We've got headlines to write.
Do I get a byline?
After this, you can have a clothesline with my shirt on it.
I now pronounce you man and wife.
They should have named this movie The Plot Vanishes.
Got him. One by one, my enemies will be disposed of until I'm master of the universe. Someone else is coming. We must not find our robot. Coming too. Coming too, is he? Well, my invisible gas and the Z-ray will take care of him and the others. Get them.
Dr. Zorka's fires bit him.
He'd be in a comatose state if that were so.
If you kill them, the police will trace them here. You can escape with your shadow belt, but I'll be done for. They'll send me back to Alcatraz.
That's where you belong.
You left this condenser loose. Some more of your carelessness. Bob, what was it? What happened?
Iron Man. He attacked me.
There's no one here but us, Lieutenant Daly.
Captain West must have dreamed that Iron Man.
He knew what he was talking about, all right.
I am free, Dr. Zucker. I am stronger than you now, stronger than the police. You'll never make a slave out of me again.
Wouldn't surprise me a bit if Dr. Zorka did have some kind of mechanical man hidden here.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. Let's get him over to Dr. Mallory's right away.
You traitor. You didn't know that you too had been sprayed with my invisible gas. Get up on your feet. You belong to me. You can never escape me. Go!
Get him to Mallory's. I'll follow in my car.
They're gone. Do you see what your treachery has cost me?
They'll come back. They know what you have here. They'll ransack the place and they'll find me.
They will not find you nor my meteorite. We're changing headquarters today. Going prepare for my installation materials.
It's not suspended animation, only a slight concussion. He'll be all right in a little while.
And I can go into headquarters. You fellas stay with Bob. You'll hear from me later.
He's reviving.
We shall rent an office near the Department of Military Intelligence. I shall operate as Dr. Zane.
I'm convinced that Dr. Zorka's still alive, operating from some hidden part of his house. The robot was manipulated by someone.
I don't remember Dr. Zorka ever referring to a robot during the time we were associated, but there were many things he kept secret from me.
Well, that's for us to find out. Where's Jim?
Went back to headquarters.
Well, I'll join him, then we'll head for the Zorka house. What that place needs is a good spring cleaning.
Take it easy, Bob.
Oh, I'm all right. Let's go.
I found just the kind of office you want.
Has it a good vault to protect my meteorite?
Yeah, and it's on the same floor of the International School of Languages.
Oh, the language school. The spy's headquarters, huh?
Yeah.
Good. I can keep an eye on them also. We will move in at once. We must insulate our new vault so that my meteorite shall be just as safe here as it was in my secret laboratory. Come. Perfect insulation. Enough to protect my most powerful devices.
Find out anything about those gadgets in Dr. Mallory's bag? The report just came in from the chemist. This, he says, is a neometer. An instrument that reacts in the presence of magnetized or radii substances.
Say, that's just the thing we need to locate Dr. Zorka's mysterious box.
Exactly. Now, you take this back to Zorka's, and if his box is anywhere in the neighborhood, you should know it.
Hold on a minute. This needle's going a mile a minute. Pointing to that door. Monk's in there. We'd better mask before we go in. Monk? It must be entirely moved by morning. Monk.
Who do you want?
It ain't Monk. Whoever it is, he's got the stuff we're after. Come on, I'll spill it. Where's that box?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a pretty good disguise, Monk. But you're going to tell us where that box is hidden.
I don't know.
You're lying. Look at this neometer. Monk! Pull! Monk! Monk, where are you? The box is in the hole. This is the stuff we want, all right. Now, you get going. I'll lock this guy and Monk in the vault till we can get back.
See you upstairs, boys. Thanks, Gene. You were swell. See you later.
Oh, but I'm not leaving.
I'm going to have to ask you to leave us right here. From now on, things start to move fast and dangerously.
That suits me. My editor hired me because I move fast, and I'm not easily scared.
Look, if you really want to help, suppose you stay down here and keep your eyes open. Somebody may have followed us.
Okay, Captain.
Take this downstairs and wait for me. We've got to get it to the chief before he sails. I'll radio him and be right with you.
I hope I can make it snappy. Chief wants to sail in 15 minutes, and Pier 15's a long way from here. The sooner I get rid of the dynamite in this bag, the better I'll feel. Come on, we might as well wait in the car.
Look at the way this neometer's acting.
Hey, that needle's hopping all over the place. Must be something around here that's attracting it.
Maybe it's those neon lights across the street.
2 men just left that building. They said something about having dynamite in a bag and going to Pier 15.
So what? I hope they throw all the dynamite off the pier.
Those fellas look familiar. I think you've got something there, Gene. Thanks.
I'm going with you.
Now, wait a minute. You get back to your typewriter, Girl Scout. You've done your good deed for today.
Look, if you really want to help out, go up to my office and tell them to warn the harbor police about Pier 15.
Let me out! Let me! Dr. Zorka! Dr. Zorka! My meteorite! Where is it? It's gone. We're locked in. We suffocate. No one is going to die. Excepting my enemies. Stand back. Science and genius combined. There's nothing that can withstand its power. Get up. Who were those men? They sounded like spies, but their faces were strange. Masks. How did they find us? They had the neometer with them. They couldn't have, unless you gave it to them. Well, they must have stolen it from Mallory. In any event, we can't remain here. Start packing.
All right, let's hear your story. Government business officer. I'm Captain West, DMI. This is Lieutenant Daly.
Hello.
It's imperative we get the docks at once.
All right, Captain.
Half an hour since Rankin radioed.
There's a heavy fog ashore, too, sir. Maybe they got tangled up in traffic.
Go to the wireless room. Tell Drake to get a message through to his hideout. Tell him we've got Zorka's stuff.
Yes, sir.
I'll park the car and meet you at the motorboat.
Hey, just a minute. Can't go out on the pier tonight. Police orders.
Police orders, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you're talking to the police now.
Oh, yeah?
Sure. He's an officer of the DMI. Show him your credentials, Captain.
Who are you?
We're government, then. Talk fast.
Yeah? But the guy said it just slugged me.
Which way they go?
That way. I heard him start the boat.
What boat?
With the tender for the White Rose. She's anchored out there.
Thanks.
Get that box below into the safe. We'll weigh anchor immediately.
Smith is still ashore. He had to park the car.
We can't wait. Luck's with us. If this fog holds up, we'll be well out to sea by morning.
Takes the meteorite to the yacht. Gets to their prince, it'll mean war.
This fog getting thicker, we couldn't fire on them even if we did see them.
You take a Coast Guard cutter. I'll get a plane at the naval base and drop a flare to guide you.
You can't take a plane up in this fog.
I've got to. We can't let them get away with Zorka's discovery.
Take an awful chance in this fog, Captain West.
Can't be helped. Any flares aboard? Plenty.
Do you suppose they're following us? Oh, how could they? Control your nerves, Rankin. We're on our way to big money and world conquest. His Highness knows how to appreciate the kind of service we're giving. They are following us. I believe you're right. Get the rifle. Yes. Claire, they're coming back. Counter, Captain. Full speed ahead. They've spotted us. His motor's dying.
Now don't forget, boys and ghouls and mummies and daddies, tune in next week for another very scary movie on Zombo's House of Horror Movies.